Welcome to LFC Transfer Hub. Bayern Munich come to an agreement for Liverpool's Luis Diaz. Bayern Munich have reportedly agreed on the transfer of Luis Diaz from Liverpool in a deal worth €70 million. The Colombian winger is set to make the move to Germany after spending 3 seasons with the Merseyside Giants. In short, Luis Diaz will reportedly move to Bayern Munich. Bayern Munich agreed in a deal with €70 million. Diaz has spent 3 years with Liverpool since his move from Porto. Bayern Munich have reportedly reached an agreement with Liverpool for the transfer of Luis Diaz in a deal worth €75 million. According to The Athletic, the German champions resumed negotiations for the Colombian winger after their earlier offer of €67.5 million was turned down by the Merseyside club. The report adds that Diaz, who is currently in Tokyo with the Liverpool squad for their pre-season tour, has been given permission to travel and complete his move to Munich by tomorrow. Liverpool had made it clear they would not entertain a deal for Diaz unless their valuation was met. The Premier League side has been active in the transfer window, having already sold Trent Alexander-Arnold, Jarell Quansah, Nathaniel Phillips, and Kevin Kelleher. Bayern had been in the market for an attacking player and explored several options. Their initial interest in German international Florian Wirtz fell through, with the Bayer Leverkusen star eventually signing for Liverpool. The club also made an attempt to sign Spanish winger Nico Williams, but he opted to extend his stay with Athletic Bilbao. With Diaz now heading out and Darwin Núñez potentially following him through the exit door this summer, Liverpool may look to bring in further reinforcements. Newcastle United striker Alexander Isak has reportedly told his club that he is open to exploring a move during this transfer window. Liverpool have already made additions to their attacking line, including the signing of Hugo Ekitike from Eintracht Frankfurt. Earlier in the window, they secured the services of Wirtz and Jeremy Frimpong from Bayer Leverkusen to bolster their squad. The Reds' pre-season campaign is already underway. They recently played AC Milan in Hong Kong, suffering a 2-4 defeat on Saturday. Diaz did not feature in the game, with head coach Arne Slot confirming that his absence was due to the ongoing transfer talks. In Lucho's situation, it was linked to his future. "Yeah," Slot said. "There are a lot of rumors around it lately, and I cannot go into that. He is training really well with us, but we have decided, for now, not to play him yet. Yes, I've spoken to Diaz about it, but I am used to talking to most of my players on a regular basis. Like I said, Lucho is training really well, but we've decided that he is best not playing at the moment in the games, and I cannot comment much more than that." Luis Diaz set for €75 million move to Bayern Munich as Liverpool accept latest bid. An initial offer of €67.5 million, £59 million, from Bayern was dismissed last week. Liverpool have agreed a €75 million deal with Bayern Munich for Reds forward Luis Diaz, the PA news agency understands. The agreement comes after the Bundesliga champions were understood to have reopened dialogue regarding a move after having an initial offer of €67.5 million, £59 million, dismissed last week. Liverpool are currently on their pre-season tour in Asia, and Diaz was still with the team when they arrived in Tokyo on Sunday, but now has permission to leave. The 28-year-old has 2 years left on his original contract, and it is understood the Reds accepted the bid for what they consider to be his market value. Diaz joined Liverpool in January 2022 and made 50 appearances in all competitions last season, scoring 17 goals, as he helped the team clinch the Premier League title. His time on Merseyside also saw him lift the FA Cup and 2 Carabao Cups. Diaz was left out of Liverpool's 4-2 friendly defeat by AC Milan in Hong Kong on Saturday as speculation surrounding his future continued to mount. Speaking post-match, head coach Arne Slot said, "In Lucho's, Diaz's, situation, there's a lot of rumors around him lately, and I cannot go into that. He's training really well with us, but we have decided for now not to play him yet. I'm used to talking to most of my players on a regular basis. I cannot comment much more about that." Liverpool have been busy in the transfer window so far and have bolstered their attacking options with Florian Wirtz, who made his first start as a false 9 on Saturday, and Hugo Ekitike joining the club. There have also been further arrivals on Merseyside, with Jeremy Frimpong, left-back Milos Kerkez, and goalkeeper Georgi Mamardashvili all signing, and the trio played in the second half of Saturday's friendly. Rio Ngumaha could be Liverpool's long-term Luis Diaz replacement. Liverpool's decision to sell Luis Diaz may be grounded in business sense, but it could also be informed by their confidence in 16-year-old Rio Ngumaha. Diaz will depart Anfield this summer, having made a telling impact since his eye-catching move from Porto 3.5 years ago. Liverpool snatched ahead of Tottenham to land a deal worth an initial £37.5 million, and though the overall agreement included up to £12.5 million in bonuses, the Colombian's eventual cost stands at around £43 million. That makes his sale to Bayern Munich for €75 million, £65.6 million, an outstanding piece of business, despite the clear loss in what he offers on the pitch. Turning 29 in January and with 2 years remaining on his contract, it was concluded that Diaz would not be offered the extension and pay increase he and his representatives were seeking, paying for the next generation. Instead, the emphasis will be on Cody Gakpo as first-choice left-winger, with further reinforcements in the center-forward role as Hugo Ekitike arrives and speculation continues around Newcastle's Alexander Isak. Diaz's sale effectively pays for Ekitike, who joined from Eintracht Frankfurt for an initial £69 million, rising to £79 million, while potentially freeing up the funds already in the bank to execute another British record transfer for Isak. It comes as part of a bold and ambitious regeneration of the Liverpool squad in the wake of Arne Slot's stellar debut campaign, winning the Premier League title having spent just £10 million on Federico Chiesa. Though Diaz was a remnant of the Jurgen Klopp era, he was very much cherished by the German successor. But Slot is a pragmatist, and he will have agreed with the cold calculations of Richard Hughes and Michael Edwards. Given Gakpo is already in place and there are grand plans for the No. 9 spot, the head coach will be safe in the knowledge that Liverpool can absorb this loss. Slot may also be encouraged by the blossoming talent further down the pecking order on the left wing, with 16-year-old Ngumaha making a name for himself in pre-season. With Diaz not involved in any of the opening friendlies of the warm-up schedule, it was Ngumaha who started against Preston, Stoke, and, crucially, AC Milan. In each of those games, he did so on the opposite flank to Mohamed Salah, supporting a revolving cast of centre-forwards. First Chiesa, then Darwin Núñez, then Florian Wirtz. He scored his first goal at senior level in the 5-0 win behind closed doors against Stoke, before assisting Dominic Soboslai's stunning strike in the 4-2 defeat to Milan in Hong Kong. While everything comes with the caveat of these being warm-up friendlies not representative of the finished product, there has been a marked improvement from Ngumaha on his debut campaign as a Liverpool player. Ngumaha's swift development. Signed from the Chelsea Academy shortly after his 16th birthday, the tricky winger initially joined the U18s ranks before being given opportunities with the U21s and a competitive debut for the first team. There were moments of brilliance and enough to convince Slot and his staff in training, but Ngumaha could also frustrate teammates with his one-track mind. Too often the simple pass would be overlooked in favor of another run at an opposing fullback, or a spectacular effort made when a better-placed teammate could be played in for a chance. Of course, that should be expected of a player yet to turn 17 who grew up watching Neymar Jr., but clearly that approach does not wash at first-team level. But Ngumaha appears to have returned for his second season at Liverpool with a sharpened focus, perhaps knowing that he would be one of few academy players promoted to Slot's ranks for pre-season and beyond. He looks to have grown in stature in the 10 months since he arrived from Chelsea, and that made his running battle with Milan's Fikayo Tomori more of a realistic contest. Unlike last summer when Slot began his first preseason without the majority of the players who would prove most important to him, this time around he kicked off with an almost full complement of senior talent. That meant fewer opportunities for Liverpool's young hopefuls, which demonstrates the faith in Ngumaha, Trey Nyoni, and utility man Lucas Stevenson. They have impressed themselves on those around them, too, not least Ngumaha, who attracted praise from his more established teammates after the clash with Milan. He's a good kid as well, and he's got a fantastic head on his shoulders, smiled Andy Robertson, speaking to the Anfield Wrap. He's got people like Mo that can help him so much. We always try and help him. Him and Trey, they're so young but they're such good kids and they've got a hell of a future. You can just see them coming on every time, and the more they train with us, the more they play with us, they just get better and better. That's the last 2 games now I've played with Rio in front of me, and he just keeps on coming on. He's got a hell of a future ahead of him, but the here and now looks pretty good as well. Harvey Elliott, who himself joined Liverpool as a 16-year-old and was immediately promoted to the first team, echoed that, telling LiverpoolFC.com, "He's fearless. I think he showed that today against AC Milan, one of Europe's big teams. He just looked like a kid in a park. Although he is a kid, he just needs to carry on like that, and we're trying as much as we can to help him out." Gakpo's new alternate? I think if he keeps on performing the way he is, working hard as he is, the kid's got an amazing future, and I'm really excited to see where things go. Hopefully, he can be very successful. Expectations may be tempered upon the conclusion of preseason. Gumaha is, after all, still comfortably young enough to play for the U18s. But there is a sense that this is not just a fleeting opportunity. The focus will remain on Gakpo as slots go to starter on the left, with Wirtz and Szoboszlai among those who could also fill in. But there can be no ruling out a future for Gumaha as a long-term replacement for Diaz, as Liverpool's new maverick on the left wing. Thanks for watching. Like and comment and subscribe.